Alright, ladies and gentlemen, third reaction stream for today. Let's go ahead and get the formalities out of the way. Yo, peoples, Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to yet another Jujutsu Kaisen chapter reaction and review. The big thing to take away from the last chapter we left out on was that Fushiguro woke up after the events of him finding that one guy that had the curse seal tag techniques or whatever, and we wake up to find out that they're in the presence of one called Kurusu, who we then find out is actually the name of the reincarnated curse user that inhabits the woman called Hana. And it's through her curse technique, which allows her to negate any sealed curse technique, or basically any curse technique in general. With her help, they can finally work towards getting Gojo out of the prison realm, and then upending this entire culling game. But the stipulation that Hana has, well, Kurusu has, is that during this whole time, she's only been targeting cursed users. And they kind of don't, and the Yuji and the crew kind of don't want to kill anybody anymore, or have to kill anybody that they don't have to. So they come to an agreement, or at least she puts these terms on the table. I will help you if you help me kill the disgraced one. Out of all the cursed users and all the reincarnated cursed beings that are in the culling game right now, Kurusu only wants to just completely off the disgraced one. But before the conversation can go even further, Sukuna brings Yuji into his mindscape to let him know that, hey, Yuji, yeah, I'm the disgraced one. So now, even though at first Yuji and Fushiguro were thinking like, okay, we're good. God is good. We got a person that can help us get Gojo out the prison realm. But this information being relayed to Yuji is just going to complicate things, because Yuji is the vessel for Sukuna, the disgraced one that Kurusu wants to kill. So that already automatically just complicates things. So let's see what happens in today's chapter, the 200th chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen. And this one's not going on break. So next week will only be One Piece and Jujutsu, since My Hero is on break. Nico, you already know. Chapter 200. Chapter 200, Direct Talks, Part 1. And Sukuna goes, I'm the disgraced one. And Yuji goes, huh? And then Fushiguro says, huh, Itadori? What's wrong? And then everyone is just looking at Yuji because he's just staring blankly. And then Yuji goes, I, don't feel well. And then Yuji goes, Kurusu, mind if I lie down on the sofa? Go ahead. And then, Takama, I forget his name. Takeda, I forget his name. I forget this dude's name. The jokester guy. He says, your stomach hurt? And then Yuji goes, no. And then he starts motioning to Fushiguro, and he starts doing charades. As he goes, the disgraced one, me, inside, Sukuna! And then Fushiguro realizes what he's saying, and he goes like, oh, man. Oh, no. And then he actually doesn't realize it. I don't get it. What's he trying to say? But he moved there, so he doesn't want Kurusu to know. And then he's thinking, Kurusu or the angel? Then it dawns on him. And he goes, And then Yuji's all like, We need that angel's help to undo Gojo Sensei's seal, and their condition is killing a player known as the Disgraced One. But that's Sukuna? That means the angel's target is... Did he get it? Did he get it? Goes Yuji. Yuji Itadori. We've hit another snag, but what bugs me most is that Itadori. Why did Sukuna tell me to keep quiet? The angel must have the ability to kill Sukuna without any hope of return. He doesn't have the guts to end his own life, I'm sure of it. Is he still underestimating me? Has he forgotten I already died once? Oh wait, this is Sukuna going, he doesn't have the guts to end his own life, I'm sure of it. Oh wait, this is Yuji thinking this. Why did Sukuna tell me to keep quiet? The angel must have the ability to kill Sukuna without any hope of return. He doesn't have the guts to end his own life, I'm sure of it. Is he still underestimating me? Has he forgotten I already died once? We've gathered points. Fushiguro is fine now. I don't know why the older students haven't added a rule yet. But when this is over... And he looks at Fushiguro. And he just thinks, I'm gonna die. And then over half of Sukuna's remains will disappear and Gojo-sensei will return. No problem. And then Fushiguro goes, the problem is Itadori will off himself. And then Kurusu inside of Hana appears on her hand and goes, that's odd. A large number of people are entering the colony. And then Fushiguro goes, you can tell? Yes, indeed. Oh, wait. You can tell? No, not me, the Kogane. And then the Kogane comes in and says, yes, indeed. Display the number of players from 10 minutes ago. Huh? What? What? And then it appears that 807 people suddenly entered into the colony all at once. Actually, it's growing because it goes from 806 to 807. February 2018. And we have these dudes in business suits just sitting here. Good to see you, Psycho. We have these dudes in business suits just sitting, going around going, the stress from negative emotion produces a cursed energy that is always leaking out, even only in small amounts from Japanese people. When it builds up, it creates a kind of specter or monster called a cursed spirit. Individuals who control that energy and demonstrate what you call supernatural abilities are... Oh, this is Gato speaking to all these people. This is Gato... I forgot Gato was speaking to all these board members. Well, not Gato, but Kenjaku, because he's in Gato's body. Kenjaku goes, the stress from negative emotion produces a cursed energy that is always leaking out, even if only in small amounts from Japanese people. When it builds up, it creates a kind of specter or monster called a cursed spirit. I always feel like I gotta furrow my eyebrows when I'm talking as Gato. Individuals who control that energy and demonstrate what you call supernatural abilities are sorcerers. These phenomena are mostly only observable by the Japanese population, but there are exceptions. Cursed spirits are usually invisible to the naked eye. And then we have that Nanami, or whatever her name is, that's always traveling with Kenjaku, giving everyone glasses. Take these, please. They exist within the wavelengths of visible light, but the brain cannot recognize them and cameras cannot capture them. They are forms of a second light. And then an individual goes, why the glasses? Sorcerers have turned them into cursed tools. Ugh, she's pretty, goes one of the board members. They function as a kind of screen. They will allow you to see cursed spirits and other manifestations of cursed energy. Such as, says one board member, cursed spirits aren't the only things non-sorcerers fail to see. It is also difficult to see the phenomena that sorcerers cause, as he points his finger towards the board member. And with the flick of his finger, he shows all the cursed spirits as they come up out of the ground and all the people can see it. I honestly thought that he killed some numerous people, but no, he's just causing his centipedes to come out of the ground. And one woman goes, what is this? Some kind of trick? AR? VR? VR makes me nauseous, as he takes the glasses off. And then one other board member goes, we've already confirmed this. Cyrus? Calm down, Mr. President. And then, I guess this is the American president? As he puts the glasses back on and he sees these cursed spirits. And then we get this man as he stands and he goes, this is a vein of gold. If we do not seize it, we'll fall behind. Cyrus Vale, under security for the U.S. Office of Energy and Environment. And then it shows these cursed spirits, these centipede cursed spirits, immediately dissipating and being exercised in front of all these board members. As Nanami, or Nana, whatever her name is, she says, We mean no harm. Please take your seats. And both the woman and the president sit down. As I mentioned, cursed spirits and cursed techniques do not appear on camera or to the naked eye. What I am about to show you are images filled with technology that captures a puppet's sight, controlled by a sorcerer using a technique called puppet manipulation. And then Kenjaku just shows images that involve Toto, Nanami. Why was I calling her Nanami? Nanami is the guy. Nanami is our boy. I don't know why I called her Nanami. Sorry. My apologies. I got her name mixed up. I know it starts with an N, but that's my bad. But it shows images on this projector screen of Aoi Toto, Kento Nanami, Satoru Gojo, and Yuji when he's under the effects of Sukuna. And then Cyrus ends it as she goes, as a woman that's watching this goes, that was like something out of a movie. And then the president goes, too bad it isn't IMAX. And then Cyrus says, don't you understand, Mr. President? Understand what? Cursed energy is energy. Fossil fuels such as petroleum and natural gas, renewable energy such as solar wind and geothermal power. It will replace them all as the cleanest energy in history. There's always that one. There is always that one in series like this that thinks like, I'm gonna revolutionize the world with this idea. This will be our renewable energy source. You want to know who else thought that this new source would be the new energy source that could help humanity? The same people that got ardent energy from Doom. And what happened? Demons ran over all of Earth and pretty much almost killed every single human. Stop messing with stuff. I'm sorry. But it's just like, I see people like him and I just think, this dude does not understand the bad parts of this. You see all the good parts, but you don't understand the consequences of this idea. This line of thinking never ends well. It never ends well. It will replace them all as the cleanest energy in history. Consider that guy with white hair. He alone could power a whole nation. That's ridiculous. I agree. It's a ridiculous opportunity to study the... I agree. It's a ridiculous opportunity to study this resource. We must seize it as soon as possible. In November, Tokyo will cease to function. It'll become of... Oh, wait, and this is Kenjaku going. In November, Tokyo will cease to function. It'll become a veritable lawless interzone where sorcerers engage in a ritual. What will you do, Mr. President? And then the American president just stares at Kenjaku. Wait, are you telling me to use my authority to abduct Japanese citizens as research subjects? And that's the end of the chapter. That's the end of the chapter. That's the end of the chapter. Wow. Okay, so Kenjaku brought all this information to these world leaders. Well, specifically the American president. Specifically the American president. Yeah, I noticed that at the beginning, but I never saw anything else concerning it as well, and I was wondering, like, what? But military consultant Makoto Fukami and Asarura. Yeah. Military consultant Makoto Fukami and Asarura. And I was wondering, what is this in reference to? Because there was a keynote here, but I didn't exactly see what it was meaning in this chapter. But, Nico, you're basically telling me that a military supervisor under the image of Yuji, and one of them is a creator of Psychopaths, so it will be complex and strategic. So, basically, what you're telling me, never knew Biden had a mustache. Never knew Biden had that much extra weight on him either. Actually, wait, am I wrong? Oh. There were other... Oh, I thought I was wrong in thinking that some of the world leaders were killed. But apparently they were. Apparently they were killed because some of them are no longer in the room and there's blood splatters over the ground, I think. But basically, he kind of looks like Grover Cleveland during his second presidency. A little bit. So the big thing to take away from this chapter is Yuji is trying to get the information to Fushiguro that Kurusu wants to kill Sukuna. So basically, Yuji has in his mind that we do this thing, we get Gojo Sensei free, and then I just off myself. And that's what Fushiguro comes to realize as well. Not only that, but apparently 800 brand new people just showed up in the colony all of a sudden. Now, whether or not these people are related to the president trying to get his hands on Todo, Gojo, Nanami, he's not going to get his hands on Nanami because Nanami's gone. And then Yuji with Sukuna in tow. Basically, because of Kenjaku explaining to the US president what cursed energy is and basically everything that governs it. He doesn't explain to him the finite parts of it, such as domain expansions. But he does explain that regular people cannot see these cursed spirits and whatnot. So he gives them glasses that are basically just cursed tools that allows them to see. And what Cyrus Vale, who is basically energy and who's basically the secretary for energy and environment, sees this as an opportunity to try and capitalize on using cursed energy as a brand new energy source. And they intend to do this and figure it out by abducting Todo, Gojo, and Yuji. Simply because of their resounding power. Some of the strongest sorcerers that you see out there right now, Kenjaku was in the US and China, so I'm sure he was in other nations too. Yeah, I'm starting to see that as well because the environment that he was standing in with one group of people was not the same as the Oval Office he was in with the US president. So he probably went all over the world. He probably went to the United Nations to speak to the leaders there, and then went to the United States to speak to the US president there. So possibly went to the United Nations for all the majority of the world leaders, and then specifically to the United States. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just assuming. But the fact that this guy he's going off the thought that cursed energy is energy, and we could harness this. It will replace them all as the cleanest energy source in history. Not realizing just how dangerous cursed energy is. It's called cursed for a reason. It's not called good. It's not called clean. It's called cursed energy. Cursed never means a good thing. Cursed energy. How do you look at something that is called cursed and think, this will be our new energy source? How can you be that stupid? This is America. Yeah, I understand why he's going off that way now. This is America after all, and we've never been the nation known for our smarts, but lack thereof. This dude is an idiot. This dude has no idea what he's getting into with cursed energy. Because my thing is, does the guy not realize that if he doesn't have cursed energy, he's basically just fodder to be completely used and destroyed in Kenjaku's plan to create a world where only sorcerers exist? I don't think he understands. I don't think he understands the position he will put the United States in if they go with this idea and try to use cursed energy as an energy source. This whole line of thinking is bad news for basically any nation involved, not just the United States, but any nation. First off, they're going to have to get their hands on Yuji, which I doubt they will because the majority of the sorcerers that we've seen have only come from Japan. And I don't know of any curse users over in the United States. It's mainly just been over in Japan. So unless they got someone, Cletus is weird, he's not shocked about the centipedes. No, because he only sees the benefits that this type of explanation can bring to him. All he really sees is just how it can be used for the United States in the long run. We need to seize this opportunity. Yes, it's a ridiculous opportunity, but an opportunity we must capitalize on. Not fully understanding just how dangerous this is. This is a bad idea. We still got the whole event of the culling game going on in Japan right now, but now we got America who's thinking about abducting Yuji, Todo, and Gojo. So that's just gonna complicate things even more. Not only is it complicated that Yuji is the vessel of Sukuna and Kurusu wants to kill the disgraced one who is Sukuna, but now we have the United States being told about cursed energy by Kenjaku, and then we have the Secretary of Environment and Energy thinking that it'd be a good idea for us to take this concept of cursed energy and turn it into a brand new source for the United States. And one of the ways that we can do that is if we abduct some people from Japan and research and make them into research test subjects. And you think these people are just going to allow you to take them? Unless Kenjaku provides them with cursed tools that'll help him abduct them. Seeing as how Kenjaku wants to just upend the entire world, apparently. Not just Japan, but the entire world. It's something. It's something. It really is something. This is a bad idea. Don't mess with cursed energy. It's called cursed for a reason. Don't mess with it. But then again, this is America. And we are the leading nation on stupid. We are the leading nation on not reading the terms of service or reading through the instruction manual. We wing it. And these guys have no idea what they're into. They have no idea what they're in for. This was a good chapter. I enjoyed it. But it's like this has Don't Look Up and Nightmare Alley vibes. Nothing good will come of this. Exactly, Ogata-san. We've seen what cursed energy can do to regular civilians. What are you going to do? You're just going to provide every single citizen in the United States with cursed tool glasses so they can see these cursed spirits? Or are you just going to keep it hidden from the United States people and bring cursed energy to the United States and then see if you can capitalize off of that? There's so many bad ideas that come from this. Sure, we've seen good uses of this power from like the Kyoto school and the Tokyo school. But we've never seen, it's not something that you might as well just call superpower. This is just cursed. They're cursed techniques. They're not just regular techniques. They're bad. But you want to bring that sort of concept to the United States where absolutely no one knows about it and just let it run rampant? This is a bad idea. This is about as equivalent as to making sharks super smart and giving them super brains. Then you wind up with Deep Blue Sea where half the cast gets eaten by sharks because you made them too smart. Think of all the scientific discoveries we get from this. Even though people die in the process. And you're okay with that. That's the type of vibe I'm getting from this. I'm sorry if I'm just going off on a rant here, but just thinking that you can capitalize and manipulate and control cursed energy so easily, and you don't know how to do it at all, you're just asking for trouble. I don't know. We're just going to have to see next week. We're not going on break for Jujutsu Kaisen, so we're just going to have to see where the story goes from here. Well, all I know is that if cursed energy gets outside of Japan and is allowed to run rampant, in other nations, but there's no curse users and Jujutsu sorcerers to keep it in check, the whole world is doomed, basically. But we're just going to have to see. Best Sam Jackson death in a movie by far. Yeah, we're going to have to see. That's my opinion about this chapter is things are just getting weirder and weirder. The new cities, the 800 people that are popping up in the colony. We got the United States finding out about cursed energy. And now we have this whole thing with Kenjaku putting into people's minds what cursed energy is and letting all the nations know. Not just the United States, but all the other nations know about it. So now all the other nations know about this concept, not just the United States, even though I centered on them, but every other nation knows about cursed energy in Japan. A world race for cursed energy. Who would have thought that this story of Jujutsu Kaisen would get that far? But I'm done. All I can say at the end of the day is, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed what you saw here today, then like, subscribe, and maybe even consider becoming a member, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later peoples. Now it is time for me to react to Bleach.